In preparing for eating disorder recovery, it's relevant to be aware of the ways in which your environment and your everyday routines contribute to your eating disorder symptoms. The following are tips on how to create a safe space to work on your relationship with food and your body image. They include cleaning out your closet, revising your social media account, being mindful of the television shows that you watch, and communicating your needs and your limits with the people in your environment. First, get rid of clothes that are too small for you. Your morning routine sets up your day. If you are already feeling like a failure because you can't fit into last year's pants, then you have opened up Pandora's box of self-hate talk and you haven't even left your bedroom yet. I'm not asking you to throw those clothes away just yet. I'm asking you to put them away so at the very least, they are not looking down at you from their judgmental hanger at 7 o'clock in the morning. And yes, that also means that one pair of jeans that you've been holding on to like a 1995 baseball trophy. We all know what that pair is. A great Instagram post that I saw not too long ago said something along the lines of, look, if you wear shoes that are too small for you, what happens? You will think about your feet all day. If you wear clothes that are too small for you, what happens? You will think about your body all day. Don't give your eating disorder any more power than it already has. Then, clean up your social media feed. Your eating disorder looks for any excuse to make you feel inferior. It thrives on that. So I invite you to consider deleting profiles or accounts that promotes, values, or highlights body ideals. It can be as obvious as a Fitspiration account or a celebrity's Instagram feed, but it can also be as subtle as your favorite underwear account that favors thin models, or a vacation destination account that depicts thin people in bathing suits. And don't forget accounts about food. Everything that promotes diet culture, or anything about food for that matter, can be a good idea to delete, unless it is a trusted and fact-based account about eating disorder recovery. Be especially mindful of accounts that use catchwords like juice cleanse, detox, intermittent fasting, paleo diet, cookie diet. We don't care. A diet is a diet. I also invite you to be curious about the television shows that you watch. What do the actors look like? Do you find yourself thinking about their bodies, the way the clothes fall on them, or their pant size while you're watching a particular show? If so, you might want to find another show. Many studies demonstrate that an increased exposure to images that meet cultural standards of beauty in the media can be associated to an increase in body image dissatisfaction. In other words, watching shows with thin, muscular actors, for example, can put you at risk of feeling worse about yourself and your body. A famous article that speaks to this is the Fiji article. Let me resume it for you. On the Fiji Islands, access to television arrived in 1995, and so researchers used this opportunity to explore the cultural impacts of TV on the Fijian population. In one research project, the group members all identified as girls and were on average 17 years old. A mere 3 years after the introduction to television, 29% of these girls surveyed scored high on an eating disorder risk questionnaire, compared to 13% beforehand. 50% of the girls who watched TV more than 3 nights a week were more likely to describe themselves as too big or fat. And an astounding 15% of the girls surveyed reported having begun engaging in self-induced vomiting behaviors as a means of weight control. You know, this really hits home for me. Think about it. How many of us look forward to just zoning out in front of a comedy show at the end of the night? You left the annoying colleague at the office, the angry driver on the highway, and the critical in-law at home. It is your safe space and time to unwind and decompress. And yet, unbeknownst to you, you come face to face with actors who embody aggressive and unrealistic standards of beauty, putting you at risk of actually feeling worse about yourself when all you want to do is have a good laugh. So the next time you get home from a long days of work and put on your favorite TV show, I invite you to give yourself permission to change the channel if the people portrayed are triggering for you. Another good practice is to give yourself the permission to have a conversation with people in your surroundings who have a tendency to talk openly about weight, shape, exercise, and food restriction in any way that feels triggering for you. For example, you sit down at a restaurant with friends that you haven't seen in a while and someone says, "Ugh, I feel so gross. I'm just gonna have a salad today." A possible answer could be something like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that you're struggling. I can relate. I struggle too. You know, these days, I'm actually working on not thinking about my body image though when I make food choices. So I was just wondering, would it be okay if we not talk about food or body image or weight or stuff like that tonight?" Another example could be arriving to your parents' place and having your mother make a comment about your recent weight loss or weight gain. Here, a possible answer could be, "Mom, I know you probably mean well, but honestly, I would really prefer if you not talk about my body at all." Or, "Mom, when you comment about my weight, what I hear is that my body is not acceptable as it is, and it just makes me feel bad. Would you be able to not comment on my weight, please?" Something to keep in mind when you are working on creating a safe space to recover is that just because our culture has normalized the pursuit of thinness or body ideals and conversations around body weight and shape does not mean that it's okay, and it does not mean that it needs to be your reality.